I do it fast only if I take it slow. From the beginning, this is my goal. No matter the time, I'll learn it by night, or I'll fail not.
Hi guys, today we are starting a brand new challenge here at Disney. Now it's a mix of 4 parks in one day and another challenge that I've been seeing on YouTube where it's like ChatGPT plans my entire Disney day. Now I did throw in a few rules here and there for this challenge, and I think this challenge is not only going to test me mentally but also obviously physically. Why, you ask? Well, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to choose 3 rides, and it doesn't matter which park it's at. That means I'm going to be park hopping. Now, I have to follow the exact order that ChatGPT gives it to me. Now, that means it can be, let's say, a ride at Magic Kingdom, then in Animal Kingdom, and then once again in Magic Kingdom. Yes, that means I have to go back to Magic Kingdom. So, and I cannot do both rides at the same time, so it's a huge challenge. Now also, I do have to do a character meet and greet. Now I am a very shy person, especially when I'm by myself. Like when I do these vlogs on my own by myself, I am super shy. I'm like, if you see me walking through the parks, you see me with the most serious face because either A, I'm just concentrating on what I'm doing, or B, I'm just like really nervous, just looking down, doing my own thing. That's how I am, unfortunately. But hopefully with this challenge, I will get rid of that. Why? Because I'm very shy and doing these things solo, I hope that it will help me out at the end. So I have to go meet a character. So now I'm gonna go over the rules. This is where it changes up a bit. Now, when I say 4 parks in one day, that doesn't mean we're all going to all 4 parks, because obviously ChatGPT is choosing 3 rides. So that means we won't be visiting all 4 parks. Now, I have to start at Disney Springs. I cannot use any other form of transportation other than the Disney transportation services that they offer. I have to meet a character, and I have to park hop, and I have to follow the order that ChatGPT gives it to me, which means I can probably be visiting one park twice at different times throughout the day. So I'm very excited for this challenge. Now, I did ask ChatGPT before recording this video, what are the 3 rides and character I have to meet today? Now, I also wrote down here the order of how this day is gonna go, and it's a lot, and unfortunately I'm on a time constraint because I cannot stay out for too long. The 3 rides are: I have to go to Mission Space, which I'm kind of nervous about because the last time I went to Mission Space, I did the easy version and I felt claustrophobic and I almost wanted to cry and run out of that ride. But we're gonna face our fears. This is about facing our fears. So we're gonna go to it. I'm not looking forward to it, but we're gonna go. As you can tell on my face, I'm like, oh God. We're gonna go to Mission Space at Epcot. Then I have to go to Magic Kingdom, do a meet and greet with Mickey Mouse of all characters. Like, if you want to be starstruck, Mickey Mouse as the first one. Oh my God. Then I have to go on the 7 Dwarfs ride. And then lastly, the 3rd ride is Animal Kingdom for Kilimanjaro Safari. The reason I'm doing this is so I can show you guys also how to use transportation for free, because all the transportation at Disney is free, minus obviously the Ubers and the mini cars that you see going around. Now, basically, I want to show you guys how to go around all of Walt Disney World, to the resorts, to the theme parks, etc. So full itinerary here today. So I'm gonna cut the chit chat here, and if you guys want to join me on this challenge, make sure you tag me on TikTok, Instagram, wherever it is. I do want to see if you guys end up doing this challenge with me. If you guys want to follow my rules, of course you can. If you want to add more to it, even better. But let's cut the chit chat and let's head to Disney Springs because it's currently 9 on the dot. Alright guys, I hope you can hear me, but we have arrived here at Disney Springs. Now the buses don't start working until 10 a.m. So what I'm gonna do, I have like 15 minutes, and I heard that the World of Disney does like this cute little greet when you go in. So I'm gonna go into the World of Disney and check out their new merch, and you can see that on my TikTok if you want to check out the new merch. But I'm gonna wait those 15 minutes, record inside World of Disney, and then we're gonna head to our first bus of the day. All right, number 10, Boardwalk Resort. We made it to the bus. Now we're heading to the Boardwalk Inn, and then from there we have to get the Skyliner to Epcot. I'm here at the boardwalk and I have absolutely no idea where the Skyliner is at, so I'm just gonna wing it and just walk around. It is a nice day. It's a little chilly right now out here, so let's just take advantage of the day. Let's look for the Skyliner and head to Epcot. Alright, so it looks like we are at Epcot and I didn't even notice. I don't know where the heck I was supposed to take the Skyliner, but hey, we walked over here, so that's some good exercise. Alright, ride number 1, Mission Space. I am not looking forward to this.
Attention astronaut candidates. If you are uncertain whether Orange Team more intense
greatest adventure in the history of mankind. Space travel. I know you're probably feeling a little nervous right now, but don't worry. Every astronaut has felt that way at one time or another.
Your X2 trainer and begin boarding now.
During the mission, you will be adjusting the pitch of the X2 if necessary. override initiated. Engineer, activate flight cameras. Now. Initiated. Your flight path today is taking you across the United States, past the Grand Canyon, and leaving the continent at San Francisco.
I really hope you can hear me, but I just got off Mission Space and I made it seem like it was a crazy ride, and in reality I enjoyed it. But we're facing our fears, guys. We're facing our fears. Now we're heading to the monorail to head to Magic Kingdom. We're gonna do a meet and greet with Mickey and then Seven Dwarfs.
My one friend, you can set your stuff right there. Hey, good to see you. Of course. That's okay. It's your first time meeting Mickey. Yay. I know. It's so special. I know. Am I getting red? That's okay. Here, are you a little red too, Mickey? I think so. Just a little bit, Mickey. We all get nervous sometimes too, Mickey. I know, that's okay. Do you want to hold Mickey's hand? All right, let's look this way. One.
Alright guys, so I met Mickey and I got a little emotional. Hopefully you can hear me, but I got a little emotional because it was my first time ever meeting a character, and the first one being Mickey, and it was a great experience. I got super red and it was really funny, but I feel like my inner child has been healed and I was so happy for that experience. So now we are heading to Seven Dwarfs. That is the next ride I have to do, and it's currently like about, I think it's 12:35. It's 12:35. It's about to be 12:40. So, oh man, I hope I can finish all this before 3, but I doubt it because I think Seven Dwarfs is 75 minutes, and then I have to head to Animal Kingdom for Kilimanjaro, and I saw that it was like close to an hour. So let's just continue on this wonderful day. Alright, so the Seven Dwarfs ride is temporarily closed, so I'm just gonna head over to Animal Kingdom at this point. I'm not gonna go on another ride because ChatGPT told me to go on Seven Dwarfs, but it's not available right now. But I can't be wasting time, so let's head on to Animal Kingdom. So I was going to take the monorail to the Contemporary and catch a bus there, but all the buses are here at Magic Kingdom, so I'm just gonna catch a bus right now to Animal Kingdom Lodge, and then from there transfer to another bus to take me to Animal Kingdom. Alright, we're heading to Kilimanjaro Safari, and I saw that there's like a 50-minute wait time, which is great.
It's known as the Little Furry Forest. Even though it's a forest, there are going to be a lot of trees from animals uniquely evolved and adapted to camouflage. Gotta keep our eyes peeled, see what we can find. To the right is no copy. Looks a little bit like a zebra, with striped hind legs. It's a relative of the giraffe. They've got something known as a prehensile tongue. They use that flexible tongue to grab the leaves off of bushes and low-hanging branches. Now their horizontal white stripes help them to mimic light shining through bushes and brush. Horizontal white stripes are not the only type of camouflage seen out here in the forest. Vertical white stripes are pretty common as well. They mimic light shining through the trees. Now those are copy. They once camouflaged so well there was a lack of photographic evidence of them until the early 1900s. It led to them earning the nickname the ghost of the forest. Way up there to the right, there's a black and white bird known as a saddle-billed stork. Saddle-billed storks get their name because of the yellow square that appears on their bill. The way to tell them apart is their eye color. Males have brown eyes, females have yellow eyes. Those saddle-billed storks can get up to about 5 feet tall with a wingspan of approximately 9 feet wide. Examples of forest camouflage. To the left, those are bongo, the orange animals with the slicked back horns. Bongo use their slicked back horns to better dive through bushes and brush. Both male and female bongo have horns. Males are darker in color. As we head out of the Little Aturi Forest, we're going to head toward the next ecosystem out here on the reserve. It's known as the Sauk River Valley. Hopefully, we'll see aquatic or maybe even semi-aquatic animals. Large white birds. These are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name because during certain parts of the year, their back and underside of their wing develop a pink color coinciding with mating season. They are one of the smaller species of pelican and one of the few that prefer quiet backwaters like this over coastal areas. Pelicans are carnivorous. They eat meat. Their diet mostly consists of fish, but they're actually going to eat just about anything that crosses their path as long as they are hungry. That does make those pelicans something known as an opportunistic eater. Now they are not the only opportunistic eater out here in the river valley. We might see some more as we keep on heading forward. Crocodiles to the left is another example of those opportunistic eaters. Their jaws are pretty strong. Their jaws are strong enough to crush the bones of their prey. They use those jaws gently to roll around the eggs of their young in their mouth, helping them to hatch easier as well. Just make sure we're fully seated, please. Crocodiles leave their mouths open. That's how they catch prey. Run a little bit hot air, leave their body, regulating their overall body temperature. Those crocodiles can get to about 16 feet long. As we head on up this hill, we're heading out of the Sauk River Valley toward the next ecosystem out here on the reserve, known as the savanna. The savanna is the largest ecosystem out here on the reserve, and savannas as a whole are one of the largest in the world. Before we head on into the savanna, to the right's a baobab tree. Baobabs do not have leaves for about 9 months out of the year. They are able to sustain themselves during the months in which they do not have leaves by their thick trunks, which they use to store nutrients. As we head throughout the savannah today, we might see some more of those baobab trees, as well as things like termite mounds, watering holes, mud wallows, burrows, and the physical evidence left behind by the animals that live here. This physical evidence is left behind in three major ways: through grazers, browsers, and bulldozers. Grazers eat the grass off the ground, browsers eat the leaves off the trees, bulldozers knock down trees to consume their leaves. Not only are we going to be able to see the physical evidence left behind by these animals, hopefully we'll see a few of these types as well. Quite a few animals out there in the distance. We're going to talk about each and every single one of them once we do get closer. In the meantime, you'll see the physical evidence out there to the right. Those differences in grass height, short grass, tall grass, that kind of thing, left behind by grazers, and whatever greenery they prefer to consume. You'll also notice how the vast majority of the trees out there have leaves that start at the same height from browsers eating up just as high as they can reach. And then there are those fallen tree trunks left behind by bulldozers. Out to the left are some African painted dogs. They're on the side of that den. They're one of the most effective hunters in the entire world. When hunting, they work together as a team to out-endure their prey. Just make sure remaining seated. A couple more animals to the left, like those sable antelope, the dark brown animals with the curved horns. Sable are a territorial species of antelope. They utilize their curved horns as a means of defending themselves against predators. There's also the Ankole cattle and those springbok. Ankole are the large brown and white animals with the large horns. Springbok are the really small brown and white animals. Now the Ankole cattle are also known as Watusi cattle because of the Watusi tribe who first domesticated them. Though they are domesticated, they are not used for meat. They have instead been used as a wealth or a status symbol. Now those Maasai giraffe, they are those browsers. They eat the leaves off the trees. They do that by using their long, prehensile tongues. Maasai giraffe get between 18 and 20 feet tall, pretty tall from birth as well. And newborn giraffes can already be about 6 feet tall. Up here to the left, we're going to be seeing another one of those Ankole cattle, as well as some Hartman mountain zebra. Now those Hartman mountain zebra are the only species of zebra that possess something known as a dewlap. A dewlap is a flap of skin that hangs down from the underside of their neck. It does help them to regulate their overall body temperature. Now a zebra's stripe pattern, it is entirely unique. That's to say that no two zebras have the same stripe pattern. There are some similarities though in the stripe patterns of those Hartman mountain zebra. They're going to have white underbellies and thicker stripes on their hind legs. Looks like we are also going to be seeing some wildebeest here. Wildebeest are a herd animal. They like to be found in large groups. They're a migratory species as well. That means they like to travel great distances all together out there in the wild. When they do, it's known as the Great Migration. During that Great Migration, approximately 1.5 million wildebeest are going to travel between 500 and 1,000 miles in a loop through the savannas of Tanzania and Kenya. Now we have seen quite a few animals already, and hopefully you're going to see quite a few more as we head further into the savannah. Now what we have seen has been dependent on migration patterns as well as sleep patterns. There are actually 3 major categories in which an animal's sleep pattern can fall into. They're animals who are nocturnal, they're most active at night. They sleep during the day. They're animals who are diurnal, they're most active during the day. Dawn and dusk, sleeping in the middle of the night and in the middle of the day. There to the right's an African elephant. African elephants are those bulldozers. They're going to knock down trees to consume their leaves. That's not the only way they can feed themselves. They can also use their trunks to grab greenery. pretty hot out here on the savannah, requiring animals like those African elephants to have ways to keep themselves cool. One way they keep themselves cool is by flapping their ears back and forth. Not only does that provide a gentle breeze along their sides, it helps them to regulate their overall body temperature. Flapping their ears back and forth is not the only way those elephants can keep themselves cool. They can also suck up water into their trunks and hose themselves down. An elephant's trunk holds several gallons of water. To the left are some greater flamingo. Greater flamingo are the largest species of flamingo as well as the lightest in color. When a flamingo is hatched, they're not hatched the pink color we know them for, but a gray. It takes about 2 years for that pink color to develop. It develops with the consumption of something called beta-carotene, which is found in things like shrimp and algae. Looks like there's some more elephants tucked out there in the distance behind those trees. Now these flamingos, they don't migrate. They stay in the same place year round. If they were to travel, it would be to find a better water or food source. Looks like we might be able to catch another very brief glimpse of those elephants through the trees to the left. Unfortunately, I cannot stop right here. But there are going to be some white rhino up to the left, as well as a mud wallow, that orange hole with the greenish water. Mud wallows are shallow holes in the ground filled with mud, dirt, and water. They're utilized by a couple of different animals out here, like those African elephants, as a way to protect their sensitive skin from the harsh sun. Elephants are going to roll around in them, coating their skin. They let it harden and dry, and creates a nice protective barrier, almost like a natural sunscreen of sorts. Before we get a better view of those white rhino, to the right are some ostrich. Those are female ostrich, because they've got brown feathers. Male ostrich have pitch black feathers. Now the white rhino up here to the left are another one of those animals that will utilize a mud wallow to protect their sensitive skin. White rhino get their name from the Afrikaans word white, which is spelled W-I-T. It means wide, not white. It's a reference to their broad, square-shaped mouths. Now they're incredibly social creatures and like to be found in large family groups that get as large as a dozen white rhino. There's also a cheetah up there to the left, to the center of that clearing. Cheetah can get up to about 60 miles an hour in as little as 3 seconds. They can't maintain that speed for very long, only several hundred yards. Now those cheetahs, they do make a couple of different noises. The two that we're most likely to recognize are a purr or a chirp. Think of a chirp as sounding similar to the short, high-pitched noise you might have heard a house cat make. Cheetahs are the only big cats that can purr. Looks like there are a couple more to the left as well. Now those cheetahs, they do have a long, flexible tail they use to balance when they're running at 60 miles an hour. It actually looks like we are going to be seeing some animals up here to the left. There are a couple of lion up there to the left. Now, lions are nocturnal. They're most active at night. They sleep between 16 and 20 hours each day. In a family group, those lions, they have very distinct roles. As male lions, they guard the territory and the cubs, while the female lions are going to go out and hunt. Looks like there are two of those female lions up there to the left. Now when those lions roar, that roar can be heard for up to 5 miles away. There's also a male lion up there. He's at the base of that tree.
Are you sure that's not just the entrance to the public library?
MGM Grand.
Yes.
A large quantity of that milk given their small stature. Now those goats, they are incredibly playful, and that's the main way they're going to learn from each other and establish their hierarchy. As we head on forward, we are going to be pretty quickly approaching the exit of the reserve.
All right, we're leaving Animal Kingdom, and wow, I had to wait such a super long time for Kilimanjaro because a truck broke down. So instead of 50-minute wait, it turned out to be like an hour and I think 15 minutes. So, and it's already about to be 4 o'clock. So we're gonna head to the bus. We're gonna get a bus to Saratoga Springs, which is close to Disney Springs. And then finally, when we get to Saratoga, we're gonna head to Disney Springs finally. And I think because of time constraint, I'm gonna change for myself the rules to two rides. It's a good thing that this happened on the very first day of this challenge, because it was like, if I would have done all 3 rides, I would have been leaving even later. And I'm glad that this worked out the way it did. So let's head to the bus. Wow, guys, we just I just got in the car. It is 5 minutes to 5, and I just realized that this challenge, thankfully one of the rides was temporarily closed, because it made me realize that I can only do 2 rides for this challenge. Now, if you want to join in on this challenge, you can do 3. You can do as many as you want. Now, the downside to this challenge, I will say this, the downside to this challenge is the fact that all buses and transportation begins at 10 in the morning. So, you know, parks normally open 8 to 9 in the morning, and to wait until 10 a.m. and then to spend all day probably until this time is kind of rough for me, because I do have to be home at a certain point. And I don't like leaving my dogs alone for such a long time. Today was an 8-hour day, and I feel like I spent more time just traveling throughout Disney World than staying at the parks. I'm choking, hold on a second. So yeah, I spent more time traveling more than anything, and but regardless, like, I had fun, so I have to do some tweaks here and there. I'm definitely only going to be doing 2 rides and 1 meet and greet like how we did today, but I cannot do 3. Definitely won't be doing 3. But again, like I said, if you want to do 3, you can do as many as you want. I need to drink water real quick. Overall, it was such a good day. I am tired from the traveling. It was go, 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 go. I go to a park, I have to do transportation. I go to another park, I have to do transportation. And in some cases, I have to do 2 transportations at a time, because there are no direct buses from one park to another. You have to go to a resort and then to a park. So, and every bus arrives in an interval of 20 to 25 minutes. So if you're in a bus and the bus that you needed to catch just left, you have to wait 20 to 25 minutes. So it's a lot. So, but overall, it was great. I'm excited to continue this challenge next week. So hit that subscribe button if you want to continue seeing this challenge on my part. Like, subscribe, and comment what was your favorite part. I had a great time, and I will see you guys on the next video, guys. Bye.